This podcast is brought to you by Mapper Forward's new Patreon community, the Global Coffee Think Tank. Check the show notes or head to patreon.com/Mapper Forward to find out how you can become a member today. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. This is episode 2 with the fabulous Jibbi Little. Jibbi, welcome back.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So in the last episode, we talked about why you developed JIBBIJUG as a new brand in jugs for latte art, whether it be in the cafe or for competitions. And today we want to ask how you develop, once you've got the proof of concept, how do you take an innovative product and then develop that into a truly worldwide market? Because your market really is global. It's not just local in Australia. How many countries do you sell to? Or what are some of the main countries you sell to?
I think more than 20. Yeah, more than 20.
It's a truly global brand, the JIBBIJUG. So tell us, like, how do you approach that? Going from, all right, it started as a potential proof of concept, and then you've realized like this is a big deal. How do you then approach that?
Let me grab this, and it's gonna be. I actually print it out for you. Okay. So when I go back to the cafe and try to, bring the competition routine into the cafe, because that's the key of the competition. You want to also work professionally at the cafe level as well.
Yep.
And that's how the pointy jug start to come out. And then I was thinking, how are we going to make it pointy? Now I observe so I was thinking what type of animal that have a very pointy jug. So it's come with a beak of the eagle.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's how it starts. Okay, let me
So you tried to replicate the pointiness of an eagle's beak in order to come up with the design of the spout of the first pointy jug? Okay.
Yes. So I'm searching through Google and see like how the bird actually, like eat the fish and stuff like that. And they're very pointy. So I saw that.
So your product development went directly to nature.
Yes, correct. So it's really like that.
Okay.
Exactly the same. So I just exactly the same beak. It.
Let me describe this for people who are just listening. Can you hold it a little bit closer to the camera so I can see? Great, thanks. So what Jibbi is holding up is a picture of an eagle's beak, and she's showing next to it the JIBBIJUG, whose spout was modeled directly off that, and it's a direct side-by-side comparison of that.
Yes, correct. You can see there are the curve here.
Yep.
Back in the old day, all the jug is straight.
Right. So
that's
what Jibbi's pointing to, what Jibbi's pointing to there is the directly before the spout happens on the actual rim of the jug. Back in the old days, and Jibbi and I started around the same time, around 20 years ago.
It's straight.
And the rim of the jug going into the spout was all one kind of piece. So it was a straight line. And Jibbi's jug follows the same kind of model as what the eagle's beak does, where it drops from the face of the eagle, it drops and bends in before it becomes a part of the beak. Wow.
Right. Because I believe that the nature always builds something best already. I just actually copied the idea of the nature. And it's worked.
And so when you say it worked, what do you mean by it worked? Like what was the difference between previous as you're going through product development? What were you looking for it to be different? What changes were you looking for?
So back in the old day, I would say all the jug will be like more straight here. So the neck is kind of like straight.
Right.
Yeah, that's why when you pour, either they pour too fast and it blur.
So your neck,
it
curves like an eagle's
same
neck.
Like that. See?
Right.
Yeah. So you have a better neck, a better control. That's why everything gonna go with gravity anyway. But if it's straight line, or curb line.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
And
is
that's why when
fascinating.
you pour is better curve, better jump, and then control the crema on the top of the surface better.
And so when you were doing this testing, as you're deciding that you're going to go to market and you're going to take it bigger, who were you getting feedback from?
Oh, only me, only myself. So we do a lot of prototype.
Right.
So the idea is from my ideas and existing jugs that on the market. And I bought every single brand on the market. And so I list work or not work, how we're gonna change it, what is the solutions, and try the new way. So this is the traditional way. And what is the new way? That's it.
And the new way defined by Jibbi Little, not the new way defined by anybody else. I love it.
Yeah.
So when you were going through this product development, how long did that take?
So lucky me. So when I have a little bit knowledge of Illustrator because I used
of Illustrator.
Right. Yeah. But not very advanced, just a basic. So I draw this by myself. All the jug this I draw by myself.
By hand?
No, computer. Yeah, first by hand. But when you giving to a company, when you sorting someone that who gonna make the jug for you, they want you to do a 3D design. But my knowledge don't have a 3D design. So I have to draw 2D. That's why I need to have a reference as a bird and draw it only 2D.
So that's what you handed to the manufacturer? Sorry, go ahead. That's what you did to start, you said?
They will prefer you to have a 3D, but it will cost you a fortune when you start. So I asked them, how about if I only do 2D? Can you accept it at first? They said, okay, if I can explain well, like how it's gonna be, what size and stuff like that. That's why I have to explain the size very clear, like, you know, how wide gonna be, how long gonna be, stuff like that. And then it's work.
So how long was your product development from the time that you started deciding, all right, this is going to be something I'm going to release more than one kind of Jibbi jug? So how long was that in years, I guess? Because I know it was more than months.
Yes, 1 year.
Just 1 year? From the time you decided to all the research that you did with the eagle and the drawing and all of that to go to manufacturer?
So as I tell you, when I create this job, the idea already come because in the cafe it doesn't work. I already built this one, but no logo, empty. Right. Yeah. So I got the prototype with the empty one. And suddenly someone tell me no one gonna buy this, but I didn't believe them. I think they will buy it because of me, because of I create them. So I want to prove.
Right.
But I want to make this more clear because it's really hard to read. So that's why I only use a signature for all round spout. They're still there, but with the round spout category. And then the sharp spout, the bird. And then now people buy more sharp spout than the round spout because of they like the bird.
Do you think it's because of the bird or because it's the spout?
I think both. Yeah, they want to try new thing. Yeah, they want to try new thing.
And how long, Jibbi, from the time that you developed the one that had the bird logo on it, how long was it from there to your market really cracking and going big?
1 year.
1 year.
Yes.
So did you just sell through your website up until that point?
Yeah, just always website. Nothing else. Yeah, always website.
Right. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about the challenges of setting up an e-commerce store. And what are some of the other things that can become a problem when you start to sell a product that is replicatable like yours? Interesting conversation. We'll see you in the next episode, Jibbi. Peace, love, and peanut butter, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks, friends. If you enjoyed this video, here's what you should check out next. Consider supporting Map It Forward on Patreon and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell before you leave.